to go a lot slower. I just went through to Bend last week, and I went through 6 or 7 of them. And, you know, my opinion is, I'm not a roundabout fan or anything, but if we had roundabouts and somebody said, I'm going to impose a signal on you, and you have to come up and stop, regardless of somebody's coming the other way, and wait for these lights to change, you know, people get really upset. It's a change. You know, I don't think they're the world's best thing, but in this location, we think having them on the side streets, not on the main line, we think they're the best solution to get folks in, around, and through. Obviously, it's going to be controversial. They always are everywhere we go. Typically, after we build them, people don't think that they're as bad as what they thought before, but you know, they aren't perfect. There's pros and cons to them. But we've decided this is what we're going to build, and we're going to shift the folks through them temporarily during construction. Luckily, it's going to be slow, a lot slower traffic going through, so we'll get some usage out of them before, you know, they have higher speed traffic goes through them.
John?
I'm sure the port and WashDOT are working on this, but what are you doing to minimize the impacts on the businesses there, as well as the homeowners in that area? Because getting access for people to go in there and do business is going to be really important. Is there I'm sure you guys have already worked on a plan to...
Yeah, we'll maintain the access points that are there. I mean, one of the parts of our contract will be to ensure that the contractor maintains access in and out. And from what I've seen, we usually do a real good job working with businesses on trying to make sure that if they have concerns, that we get them addressed up front, whether it's with signing and whatnot as we move forward. So we'll work with them to make sure that they're all the access points, because one of the things that has changed as part of this project is we are purchasing some of the accesses that are there. So eventually, when the project is done, on this stretch of roadway, the accesses that are here will be more. We bought some of them. They'll be reconfigured so that there aren't so many access points.
So basically, there won't be 6 driveways going from that parking area onto a road?
Right.
Because now it's going to be a throughput road, you know, a frontage road on the south. So we'll have one here and one there, and then have one on the other side of the...
Right, so there'll be an access point here, and there's an access point here, and then, well, there's another access point down here for the Ford dealer, and then the hotel also has an access point that's right down in there.
And we'll do the same thing. The gas station, though, on the north side, here, you know, we may have only one driveway in and out, but we'll do whatever we can. If they have, you know, shipments coming in for fuel, we'll do what we can with the contractor to make sure they can pull in, pull out. We just have to do that. We just can't shut down business. So.
And that's, as far as the roundabouts will also make deliveries a lot easier, because they'll be able to turn around and get back to places that they may not have been able to so easily get to before the roundabouts were there. That's one of the reasons we're phasing the roundabouts in the beginning.
One thing I didn't mention, sorry, that this design change to have the split diamond interchange, the diamond is, here's one leg of the diamond, here's the other legs of the diamond, is to provide pedestrian and cyclist access across both Union and Second. The original design with just one interchange here didn't provide that, and your council, you guys made it real loud and clear, your staff made it loud and clear, and so did the port, that having that was critical. And that's part of the trade-off, not putting the bridge in, but the bridge costs way more than this added. So it wasn't really a swap for that. It was just we couldn't afford the bridge. We could sneak this in within our budget.
Yeah, I just wanted to underline the importance that there has to be access to the port and to Wesley Ford. You're clearly going to have to close Union Street at some point. You're clearly going to have to close Second at some point. But the other one needs to be open.
Absolutely.
Well, actually, we plan, I don't know if he said it or not, no, we're providing a lot of information in a short period of time.
Right.
It's hard to assimilate it, and we aren't really sure all of what we said in the last council. You guys, but the point is, 2 of these will open at any one time. So
Right.
either this and this will be open when this is closed. You know, Union and 6 will be open when
Okay.
Second is closed.
Right.
So we won't have more than one closed at any one point in time. Otherwise, we'll have traffic back up to heck and gone, and my phone rings, and
Right.
you know, I want to minimize that, so he's going to help me out.
Yeah.
Making sure that we try our best to minimize it. You're still going to have dust, and you have to deal with construction issues, but
And then my other question is, Once the project is complete, what happens to Sixth Street?
It gets closed off. It essentially doesn't have access to 14 anymore, and a hammerhead's built at the end so that folks that took a wrong turn, they'll be able to turn around and get back.
Okay.
Right, they'll be connected right here on this frontage road coming up to that roundabout.
I mean, I meant on the north
Yeah,
side.
on the north side is the hammerhead, and then we build a frontage road to connect them in to the roundabout on the
south side. Yeah, so all of the houses then that are on the south side, they connect back up to the
The roundabout,
roundabout at
correct,
Second.
yep.
And the reason we actually communicated this again a couple of years ago, but I'm sure you can't remember everything we talked about. If we leave the access open at 6, then we have people getting on at a slow rate of speed, at the same time people getting off.
Yeah,
And you have that
exactly.
weed problem that we have on
Yeah,
I-5 and 2.
yeah.
And it's just a safety issue, we just can't allow it to happen. So that's why we have to block off 6.
I have three questions. With the over-width vehicles on the bridge being such a limited, I know you're putting 4 feet out, but what is the maximum width that is allowed on the highways today? I mean, are you gonna give them an access route to go through Camas if you're an over-width?
We
or-
actually, very good question. We actually looked at that during the design phase. We actually went through and had a listing of every single oversized vehicle. They have to get permits, so we know every single vehicle and what time of the day and when it came through. I think very few, only a couple a year.
I think
are gonna have
in
to
a
bypass.
in a 2-year period of time, I think there was 2 permits that wouldn't be able to make it through and with the widths that we'll have after we're done.
Nor would they be through Camas either, I mean, go down through town.
They would go through Camas.
Well,
Or over
if-
Or,
84.
or 84,
Yeah,
or,
right.
their route would change, I guess, is a better way to put it, but out of all the permits issued, there was, I think, only 2.
During construction, though, it will be tighter. He said, at night, we're gonna have it down to 1 lane of traffic alternating directions, late at night.
So do you have to sign that, or is that when they get their permit, that would be, if they have to tell their route, and that's when they would be told they couldn't go there?
Correct.
Exactly.
Okay. The second one I have is, and I thought, Bart, that we'd talked about this before, was that at Sixth Street gave us access to the homes on the south side of the river. Right now, from 15th Street, from the fire station, up the freeway, clear down to Second Street, through the roundabouts and back, potentially puts us outside of our response time. And I thought we were gonna have, or at least discuss, the options to get public safety on and off the freeway there. Now, you just said that's going away.
Do you mean turning left across?
Uh,
Yeah, we looked at that and we just can't.
Do we have to notify those homeowners' insurance policies then, that we're gonna be there, getting there a while?
I don't know what you need to do. We can't allow that to go across, and anybody can go across, and that's what we're trying to address is the bad accidents. And we looked at a bunch of different options, and we don't have any available to get across there, other than going up through the roundabouts and going back.
What would happen if we at least looked at, and I know it's not within the scope of this, the parameters right here, but straight across the freeway and then down would give us access in. Is there anything at all that you guys can do to help us there? Right across River Road or 15th?
Oh, do you
and
build
turn
a-
right and go down onto South A Street?
On south of I-5, or south of SR 14, there's no road over it.
There's a road down there. We used to have about a 150, 200-foot section that there was no road in.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm just asking if you guys would at least take a look at that,
No,
because
okay.
that public access, or public safety access, that's a long run.
Yeah. I know time is essential, you know what I mean. Isn't it like 4 blocks up and 4 blocks back, 6 to Second?
It's 14 blocks up.
From 6. So instead of turning on 6, you have to go